In 1997, former Saturday Night Live star Mike Myers hit comedy gold with Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery, which was followed by hit sequels in 1999 and 2002. But despite the massive popularity and box office success of the franchise, and the fact that everyone involved wants to make another movie, we're still waiting for the next installment, and we may have to keep waiting. Here's a look at why we never got to see Austin Powers 4. Development hell. The Austin Powers franchise generated a ton of revenue for New Line Cinema, money which the studio invested in films like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But while that should have ensured them footing for Austin Powers 4, New Line Cinema got themselves in a world of financial trouble with expensive flops like The Golden Compass, and through public accounting disputes with Lord of the Rings mastermind Peter Jackson, all of which led to New Line Cinema pushing hard for Austin Powers 4 in order to shore up their sinking ship. But before it could get made, the studio went under and was bought out by Warner Brothers. No wonder development on Austin Powers 4 is stalled indefinitely. Austin Powers 3 wasn't good. The first two Austin Powers movies saw the character move from cult phenom to blockbuster franchise star, spoofing James Bond while adding a slew of new catchphrases to our vocabulary.
$1 million.
But despite being a financial success, the third film, Austin Powers and Goldmember, didn't quite live up to the reputation of its predecessors. It opened to middling reviews, thanks in part to an over-reliance on pop culture jokes of the era, which have not aged well at all. A Britney Spears cameo? A Silence of the Lambs parody? A scene with the Osbournes? With Goldmember, Austin Powers lost some of his mojo, meaning fans haven't exactly been demanding a fourth film. Career downturn. Between Austin Powers and Shrek, there was a time when Mike Myers couldn't do anything wrong. Unfortunately for him and his fans, that time was more than a decade ago. Since then, it's been a rocky road for Myers, both professionally and personally. In 2005, Myers and his wife Robin, who he described as his muse and who urged him to write the first Austin Powers film to begin with, divorced. And the one-time star suffered a string of box office and critical bombs, including 2008's The Love Guru, which at the time of this video is still the last major film role Myers has taken on. Considering it's been nearly a decade since Myers has made any movie, the chances of Austin Powers 4 happening at this point seem very remote indeed.
Right, okay, people, you have to tell me these things, all right? I've been frozen for 30 years, okay? Throw me a frickin' bone here.
The animated holdup. So how cool would it be to see a TV series that mixed the best parts of both Shrek and Austin Powers? That might sound like a pipe dream, but it came very close to happening after Myers cut a deal with HBO for an animated Austin Powers series, featuring Myers as both the voice of Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. HBO commissioned a 13-episode season, which was going to feature the kind of adult-themed content you'd expect to see on an HBO cartoon. Myers even hinted at the possibility of an animated prequel origin film for Austin Powers as well. And then, well, nothing happened. HBO quietly canceled the series, and though neither the network nor Myers has ever confirmed why, writer Eric Goldman has hinted that Myers backed out of the project. Well, we thought that was a good idea, even if Myers didn't.
Dr. Evil, I love your plan.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah, Herr Doctor, it's a really good plan.
It still could happen. Despite all the holdups and dead ends the franchise has suffered so far, it's possible that there will eventually be an Austin Powers 4 for one simple reason. Myers says he still wants to make it. In fact, he's been pretty consistent on this point, telling the press in 2007, 2010, and 2016 that he was still working on the film. Exactly what Austin Powers 4 will look like when it finally arrives is unknown. Though at one point, Myers said the next film will focus on Dr. Evil's relationship with his son, Scott Evil.
Well, don't look at me like I'm frickin' Frankenstein. Give your father a hug.
And director Jay Roach, who helmed the first 3 films, has said he also wants to be involved, which could make it a true Austin Powers reunion.
Mike gave me the break of a lifetime in letting me direct Austin 1, so I'm always good to go.
You have any ideas about what 4 would be like?
Well, Larry, probably something a lot like this.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby! Yeah!
And also this.
Get in my belly!
And of course, lots and lots of this.
Welcome to my new submarine lair. It's long and hard and full of semen. Nothing? No? Not even a titter. Tough sub.
Thanks for watching. click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.